Hello, and welcome to the introduction to the It's Okay to Ask Disability Access question and answer session. This is a very brief, quick intro to what we're going to be covering at this Q&A session. I'm Catherine Dean. I'm Access Ambassador to the University of East Anglia. And what I'd like to talk to you in this session is based on a lot of simple principles which I recognise do have complex implementation challenges. We're going to start from a principle of the social model of disability that states that as a wheelchair user, I am not disabled by using a wheelchair. I am not disabled by my lack of ability to walk well. I am disabled if your building only has steps into it and doesn't have a ramp. Therefore, the responsibility is on society to make things accessible for me, that it should recognise and value the diversity of people with disabilities. I want to encourage you to take anti-ableist actions, to really enact the principles of valuing that diversity and difference of people with disabilities, and thinking about what actions you yourself can personally take and what influence you can enact on the procedures and policies and actions of the institutions that you represent. And I want you to take some responsibility. I want you to do a little bit of homework. I'll talk about that more in the next slide. But what areas will we cover? We will cover buildings, structures, equipment, meeting, events, publications, web pages, etc., HR policies, flexible working, part-time working, and how to deal with disagreements and complaints, protocol access, how you bring all of those things together in one good process for getting people to work well. So the really cool thing is that at the moment there is a lot of interest in disability access, for which I'm totally delighted with. And I have been asked by VTI to create a number of talks which are available to you guys. So we've got the online talks, Lab Access Sucks. So here are the guidelines to start solving this, where I talk about how we have got guidelines to solve laboratory access problems, but actually that's a lot of access problems in a lot of other settings as well. I've also created a talk on a Changemakers Toolkit with a focus on disability access, where I talk about the techniques I've used and the achievements I've managed by pushing for change in accessibility. There is also going to be an in-person workshop on Monday the 25th of September in Manchester. If you're able to join me there, the Disability Access Hacks workshop only has a limited number of spaces because I really wanted to solve access barriers in detail on the day. I wanted to make sure it was actually achievable. So there's very limited spaces. Sign up now if you really want to. And then finally, there's my guidelines, the link to which is there and gives you huge levels of detail of how to make things accessible. Because I want this session to be okay to ask. I want us to all be kind to each other, allow incorrect language, allow incorrect ideas, allow errors to be made. For goodness sakes, let's get it wrong, because then we can correct it gently and get it right and get it better and do more. So let's be supportive to people, because people are going to come to this conversation at different stages of understanding, different finances, different contexts, different understandings, and we should be supportive of that. That diversity is valuable, and as long as we are polite and respectful of each other's differences and diversity of viewpoints, then this conversation is going to be really valuable. Let's be creative. Let's try and find solutions to people's challenges of finding good, practical, affordable, implementable access solutions to everyday working and research and teaching and all the rest of it that we do. And finally, I would ask you to come along and be brave. Actually ask the questions, because I can assure you that you are not the only person with that question in your mind. There are loads of people out there going, I would really struggle with this issue, or wow, that issue is very similar to an issue I've also had. So please come along, be brave, ask questions. Let's have a really exciting conversation. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.